Hello everyone, welcome to Cooking with Chef Fred, and today we're making Pandesal, which is a Filipino bread. This is requested in the comments, so I'm just doing it because it's requested. That's a lie. I was gonna do it because I wanna eat Pandesal. So Pandesal is traditionally made in the Philippines, and we eat it for breakfast with eggs and maybe some hot dog. But I don't have those things, so ta-da! While I'm eating this pandesal, subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment down below what I should do next, and share this video. So here are our ingredients for pandesal. We have plain flour, sugar, vegetable oil, instant dry yeast, salt, and water. So that's all we need for pandesal right now. So time to make our pandesal. The first thing we need to do is weigh our dry ingredients, then our wet ingredients. So we'll start with the flour first because this has a higher weight for the entire recipe. So let's just put it in here. Now we're going to add in some sugar into it. So it can be sweeter if you want it to be sweeter, but it really depends on what you want it to be. So to me, I will put in a fair bit of sugar in there. So I'll put in the recipe that I use for this one down below again. But yeah, so it's a fair bit of sugar. There you go. Next is our salt. So you just need a little bit of salt for this one, but because we're weighing it, it has to be measured. So putting it in, and there you go. So our next ingredient is the dry instant yeast. So I'm using instant one, so I don't have to actually let it bloom or let it grow. I just put it inside here into our mixture like so. Just one packet should be enough for this recipe. And then the next thing that we need to do is make sure that we have our wet ingredients into it. So next thing that we put inside our mixture is our oil. Going to put in the oil that I need for this one. Alright. So the final ingredient that we need to put in is our water. So just put it on top of this one. Alright. So now that we have all the ingredients in our bowl, we want to put it in our KitchenAid. You could do this as well by kneading the dough. But if you have a hand mixer that has a dough attachment or a stand mixer that has a dough attachment, I think it will be better to do so that things will be faster. So remember when you're doing this, because there's a lot of ingredients in here, you want to put it into a gentle mix first. So start with the lowest setting first so that everything will be incorporated. Let it mix until it doesn't feel like a big clump of powder everywhere, so it doesn't make too much mess. So once you see that it's getting a bit better, you can increase the speed. We can increase that. So when you're making dough or anything that requires flour in a mixer, always have a spatula with you just to make sure that the sides are actually getting incorporated. So you can see there's still flour everywhere on the sides. So you want to incorporate that so that when we mix it again, it gets mixed through. So now we're going to check if we develop enough gluten by seeing if we have made a window. So when you pull the dough and you see this thin sheet, it was there, so thin sheet without breaking, then you've done a good job. So far this is already enough. Time to transfer to a different container. So now we have this cake pan or any pan that will suit for you to like. So I have here some oil, my dough cutter, and the dough that was the pandesal dough is in here. We're going to transfer it to this one. What we want to do is cover this up with oil. So what you want to do is grab the dough and just transfer it to this container using your spatula or your dough cutter like this. Like so. Let's put it in there. So right now it's not rising yet, but we're going to put it in the oven That's preheated to the lowest temperature and let it rise for an hour. So cover that up. With this one, you also want to cover it up. So for me, I just use cling wrap, but the other one is using a wet tea towel to do this. So this one just like makes it so that the yeast have enough heat surrounding it and there's not enough oxygen as well that's going in there, affecting it too much. Alright. So we're going to put our dough inside the preheated oven. It's supposed to be warm so that our yeast will rise and leave it there for an hour. Alright, our dough is ready to be used. You can see it doubled up. What you'll need for this station, I forgot to say this in the very beginning, you'll need breadcrumbs. So you always need to have breadcrumbs in there and a little bit of oil. I like using a scale so that everything that I make is the same size. And I still have my dough cutter, so that way I could just like remove the air. Look at that. That looks so good. So you just want to like remove a little bit of the air of it and cut it into the piece you want. You also need a baking tray with baking paper to put it on later. So what I like to do is set it up first. So I want to cut in the dough first. Let's set that to a gram. So let's say we're putting in, this is 85 grams of dough. So what you want to do, this is very important, is that when you have the dough, like so, open up that one. This one, just want to open it in the middle like so. Spread it around like this. And then put it on the inside. So you want to tuck it in the middle. Keep tucking it in the middle until you have a wonderful circular dough. And then you just want to like tuck, tuck, tuck on this one until you have this wonderful thing. And then you just want to use your palm to cover it up. And then you have this cute dough. You want to rotate that into your breadcrumbs like so, and then put it in your tray. Then you just need to repeat the process for every single one of the dough. What I like to do is I cut the dough first into the weight, and then I do the breadcrumbs. That way it's only one task. So I'll do this now. So look at that, that's our final dough stuff. So what you want to do is put it back in the oven again to proof. So this one's preheated again, in the lowest temperature that we can go for. Leave it there for 30 minutes and then we'll come back to it. Bye! So our pandesal is already doubled in size, so that's 30 minutes in there. So now we're gonna take it out the oven. We're gonna close our oven and we're gonna put it on 180. And we're gonna use convection oven and preheat it, and then we'll wait so that we can bake it. So our oven is ready, it's preheated enough. So we'll put in our pandesal in there for 10 minutes and we'll come back to it. So I had to switch it after 10 minutes. After baking your pandesal for 10 minutes, you now have this beautiful pandesal. Now enjoy the pandesal like what I'm doing here. Bye!